Hey there. Today, I'm going to show you the quick search functionality. Quick search lets you perform a Boolean keyword query to listen across the internet and see what kind of conversations are being said around the given query. For instance, I've set up a query around Starbucks coffee. Let me click on that. So this is how I set up the query. I've said Starbucks or hashtag Starbucks or at Starbucks and wherever coffee has been mentioned. I can see the total number of mentions, unique users, reach, the trend of mentions, sentiment summary. Now, a good point to remember here is that you can drill down on any metric that you see on the screen. For instance, I see 700 negative mentions. I can click on this to see the negative mentions and their trend. What is the breakdown by different channels and the top keywords that are being used along with these negative mentions, and then the top conversations around it. Furthermore, I see the trend of sentiment, the source distribution, and the media coverage trend over time. You can also see the top tier publications, top emerging publications, and the top news stories that are covering this. Further, I can also see the different brands that are being mentioned along with wherever this query is satisfying the conversation. Furthermore, we can also see the different brands and their trends over time, which are being mentioned along with the query that we have passed in. Furthermore, if I wanted to see how the conversations are going around based on voice of customer insights, I can see that over here. So in general, food and drink is the top topic that is being mentioned along with this query. These are the top voice of customer categories and the trends over time. These are the top hashtags that are being used along with the keywords that we have put in. These are top keywords. These are the top emotions. So people are generally happy when they're talking about Starbucks and coffee. These are the top emoticons that are being used. Furthermore, if we click on author, we'd be able to see the demographic insight breakdown of the people who are talking about this topic, which is Starbucks and coffee. We can say that 54% of people talking about this topic are female. They're mostly in the age category of 18 to 35, and their general interest is around entertainment. The US is leading in terms of the number of mentions. We also have a module for influencers. And we've noticed that a lot of brands after COVID have received cut downs in terms of marketing budgets. And what they found particularly helpful is working with micro influencers to amplify their marketing efforts. Over here, we see the top influencers who are talking about this topic. You see the top advocates and the top detractors. These influencers are ranked by something called an impact score. The impact score is assigned based on their audience size, the number of mentions, how active their audiences are, and how focused this keyword based query is on their audience. So, for instance, let's look at the top detractor over here, who is Mark Bokita. Let's click on the reach. So we can see the top conversations that people that they have mentioned in a negative light about Starbucks and coffee. The next tab over here is a message stream. This is a free-flowing feed of all the messages that have satisfied a query. So these are across different sources such as Twitter, Reddit, news channels, etc. Furthermore, if you wanted to bring this query down, you can go ahead and filter it by different channels. You can turn them off. You can select different languages or different countries. You can also generate slides by clicking this button. What this would do is this would go ahead and create a presentation for you so that you can present this data to your stakeholders simply using that button. So this is how the presentation looks like. And this presentation is dynamic, which means that it would keep getting updated over time without you having to do anything. You can also download this presentation as a PDF, and you can change the date range to switch between different time periods that you want to look at. This covers the quick search functionality.